What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another reaction video. We got the most evil players in NFL history. Let's check this out. The football field is a perfect place to die. That is a crazy ass statement. Jamal Adams said that shit. When? But shit, that is a crazy ass statement though, bro.
With each hit and block,
But you could die any second on the field.
Football attracts the most aggressive and strong-willed athletes on earth.
Facts, nigga Ray Lewis, bro.
Whether it's a championship boxer,
Damn,
middle linebacker,
jacked his jaw.
How
do you feel about the guys you were in the ring with?
I wanted to kill them.
Mike Tyson, oh yeah, this nigga Mike Tyson, bro, biting ears and shit. You can tell you wanted to kill motherfuckers.
However, the violent collisions that reverberated throughout the American football field seeped through the arena and into the realm of criminality.
A former member of the Oakland and Los Angeles Raiders has been charged with murder.
There was another
Who?
shooting, this one in South Carolina. A doctor, his wife, 2 of their young grandchildren among the 5 who were killed in Rock Hill, South Carolina.
Damn, bro, R.I.P. to them.
Believe it was a former NFL player.
Draft pick, he went to the St. Louis Cardinals.
Osama bin Laden?
Here was sentenced to 22 years in prison after pleading guilty to the second-degree murders of 4 people.
Nah, 22 years is not enough. I ain't gonna lie to you, gang. But Aaron Hernandez, this nigga.
As reports come in that an arrest warrant has been issued for New England Patriot Aaron Hernandez. This after a body was found.
Didn't he hang himself too in prison?
That's the Los Angeles District Attorney commenting on the fact that O.J. Simpson
OJ. Well, he just died too, like a couple months ago.
Police are now searching for him. Simpson has been charged with 2 counts of murder, with 2 counts, that is, for the murder of his
I still think he did it, bro. I ain't gonna hold you.
3 decades-old murders to the so-called I-5 killer.
Who that?
Investigators say DNA technology, quote, definitely proves, end quote, that Randall Woodfield killed a total of 7 people during a 1980s crime spree.
Sheesh.
But they suspect the I-5
7 people is crazy.
responsible for as many as 24 more.
24 more? The hell, this nigga a serial killer. You ain't no NFL player, baby. The hell you doing?
This is Machine Logistics Services. I have 2 technicians on that location. I just had one call me screaming that he had been shot, and the other technician has also been shot and not responsive.
I think we've had some trouble at 4456 Marshall Road.
What's going on Marshall Road?
I think there's been a bad shooting. Maybe 4 people yelling. I heard some shots.
How many shots did you hear?
About 20.
Damn, 40 shot. Bro might have had goddamn switch or goddamn SMG or some shit.
Black clothes carrying something red out of the house.
Nigga put a switch on a Glock. Let that shit rock, bro.
A 7th-round draft pick taken by the San Francisco 49ers. Adams suffered a severe ankle injury his rookie year that threatened to end his career.
Damn, off rip though.
And after being cut by the 49ers and bouncing around the league, he finally felt that he found a place he could call home.
He's got a little different
the Raiders.
Play action, Peyton deep on the sideline, and it's intercepted. Great leaping interception by Phillip Adams at the goal line. On a pass that might have been a little bit.
Hopefully, you know, the situation will be, you know, a good one for you. I think this one is. And, you want a place you call home.
Shit, bro. Raiders always have some bullshit going on with their players.
Would be short-lived.
They got a team full of criminals, man.
In the span of 3 games, ending his 2012 season on injured reserve. Adams would then be a part of a variety of teams, ending with the Atlanta Falcons in 2015. Adams' life as an NFL player was over, and a new one would soon begin.
Uh-oh. What that say?
Adams scribbled away frantically. Adams' sister then approached, asking what he was writing, and he stated
nosy
that he
ass.
was writing a new book.
Sister nosy as shit, boy.
She peeked over her brother's shoulder. She was horrified by what she saw.
What'd she see?
Nothing made sense. I've never seen anything like it, she stated. His handwriting changed drastically. It was almost like another person was writing.
This nigga got CTE?
Adam's family had noticed some drastic changes in him for quite some time since his departure from the league. His moods were often erratic, with his temper seemingly escalating each and every day.
Maybe CTE.
Adams was also in tremendous pain. His 6 years in the NFL had worn on him. His father stated that he was in constant pain. His whole body hurt, especially his neck and back.
Might be CTE for sure, bro.
And difficulty sleeping.
Yep. This nigga definitely got CTE for sure.
Especially from his young son.
He got a son?
In 2019, Adams decided to open up a smoothie shop.
That's a little nasty as fuck. I ain't gonna hold you.
The pandemic derailed the business venture, closing in less than 1 year.
Damn. That's tough, bro.
We got 45 caliber showcase that you haven't seen. One of the victims is advising that there is a woman and kids inside the house. We've got forced entry into the residence, possibly victims inside.
Neighbors nearby are evacuated as a search for a suspect begins.
Police say that Adams himself, after an hours-long standoff.
April 7th, a Wednesday, 4:30 p.m.
Adams would dress in a dark hoodie and camouflage pants.
Oh shit.
And would put on a jet black motorcycle helmet. He armed himself with 2 automatic rifles, mounted a 4-wheeler, and pulled out of the driveway of his parents' home.
Nah, bro, hitting a lick on a 4-wheeler is crazy.
A mile away to the home of Dr. Robert Leslie, a mansion in a wooded area. And there he would kill 6 people in cold blood.
R.I.P. to them people,
Dr.
man.
Robert Leslie himself, his wife Barbara,
damn,
their 2 grandchildren.
Oh my gosh.
And 2 HVAC workers.
The kids, bro.
The home that day. Adams was now alone in the house, as the police successfully evacuated his handicapped mother and his father. In a standoff that lasted several hours, and after police had sent in a robot to try to find Adams
and scope
out the home, the police charged into the house at approximately 2:30 a.m. Adams then grabbed his pistol and turned it on himself.
This is, bro, you see this shit, this type of shit every day, bro. Motherfuckers going like a shooting spree or some shit and then just end up, you know what I'm saying, offing themselves, man. Because they don't want to deal with the consequences.
This morning, this one left 5
crazy.
in South Carolina, including a prominent doctor and 3 of his relatives.
Yeah, he probably definitely has CTE though.
Player.
Philip Adams allegedly went on a shooting rampage before turning the gun on himself.
Local authorities are calling this a devastating blow to their community.
Dr. Leslie was
it's tough, man.
Pillar in this community with what he was able to give back.
The city of Rockville, South Carolina, mourned as they tragically lost one of the pillars of their community. The question of why was yet to be answered. What would cause Adams to commit this horrendous crime? And why did he target Dr. Leslie and his family?
For real, a doctor out of all people.
Tell me what you know, what you can say, sir.
Philip Adams' father.
Well, I can say that he's a good kid. He was a good kid, and I think the football messed him up.
Yeah. I could see that, bro.
Members of a doctor's family shot and killed in their home by a former NFL
Did they do like a
now, an
autopsy?
Has determined
Okay.
He had an unusually severe case of brain damage he suffered from his days on the field.
CTE.
A murder rampage that ended with the gunman's
Yep, I knew it, bro. I knew it off rip.
condition of the suspect's brain.
Dr. Ann McKee, who examined Adams.
Bro, I'm telling you, CTE is not no joke, man. Like now I'm starting to understand why Andrew Luck kind of, you know what I'm saying, retired early, bro. You know what I'm saying?
This case was unusually severe. CTE is found in people with a history of head trauma.
That's why playing football for a long period of time is not, you know what I'm saying, the safest thing to do. But if you can avoid those type of, you know what I'm saying, big time injuries and hits and shit, then you're gonna be just fine. But bro, it's hard to do that on defense.
Responsible for higher cognitive functions such as memory, emotions, impulse control, problem solving, social interaction, and motor function. The second stage of CTE is associated with progressive cognitive and behavioral abnormalities such as aggression, impulsivity, explosivity, depression, paranoia, anxiety,
God damn.
executive function, and memory loss.
Shit.
This discovery gave the community a sense of relief and comfort, as it provided a reason for Adams' irrational behavior leading to tragedy. However,
And it's crazy they can't control that shit too, bro.
Targeted Dr. Leslie. Rumors swirled that Adams may have been a former patient of Leslie and had been cut off from medication for his pain. But there's no evidence
shit.
the police could find to support this claim. Rumors also arose stating that Adams' cryptic notebook with strange emblems showed potential signs that he was in some kind of religious cult. But the family stated that they had never heard of or suspected that Adams was involved in anything of that nature, and that the strange incoherent writings
Bro got some thin ass eyebrows, gang.
mental health. To support the Leslie family, check out Dr. Robert Leslie's book, Angels in the ER.
Damn, bro. RP to Dr. Leslie and his family,
A former
man.
member of the Oakland and Los Angeles Raiders has been charged with murder. Los Angeles prosecutors say Anthony Wayne Smith, number 94.
I can't make this up, bro. The Raiders are just criminals, bro. The Raiders are just criminals.
Los Angeles prosecutors say Anthony
Bro,
Wayne
back-to-back Raiders players, my nigga. This shit is crazy.
shot a man 2 years ago. Then authorities say they dumped his body near the Antelope Valley Poppy Fields in Lancaster.
A former defensive end for the Oakland Raiders is now facing charges in 4 killings.
So the Raiders always been like this, huh?
Accused of killing 2 brothers in 1999 and killing another man 2 years later. Then
Shit
in
is crazy,
2001,
man.
accused of kidnapping another man in Los Angeles,
Kidnapping?
stabbing him to death.
Anthony Smith. He was a first-round pick. To 3 life terms? Damn. Look at him. There was just something that didn't click right. That was his former college teammate, I think that's it. And that sounds soothing as hell. I ain't gonna hold you. Falling asleep to that sound, bro.
The Nettles brothers, Kevin and Ricky, the owners
Ricky.
of the were getting ready to lock up when a man entered their small office, gun drawn. The man was tall and wearing a green police jacket with a metal badge clipped to his belt. The man then ordered Kevin to step out of the office. Ricky, meanwhile, had been across the street helping a friend close his barbershop. But no sooner than he had crossed the road, he had also been taken into custody by the man and placed into the back seat of a car, and he drove away. That would be the last time anyone would see the Nettles brothers alive again.
Wow, bro. RIP to them, man.
Defensive end Anthony Wayne Smith heard the ruling today for the 1999 killings of 2 brothers.
Smith is now accused of killing 2 brothers in 1999. There's no clear motive in any of those crimes.
The Nettles brothers' bodies would be found dumped on the side of the road in 2 separate locations in Compton. Both were still handcuffed, their heads wrapped in duct tape, and both were shot multiple times.
That is crazy. So they couldn't even defend themselves.
The police also found that Ricky's apartment had been broken into. And during the course of their investigation, one prime suspect arose.
You can't change the world, but you can change the life of one kid. Become a mentor at the Los Angeles City Housing Projects.
Wow.
Anthony Smith, former defensive end for the Raiders, was at the top of the police suspect list. He matched the description, but due to lack of evidence directly linking Smith to the crime, the case soon went cold. On June 5th, 2001, a body was found in the back seat of a red Chevy Impala.
Oh.
The man was brutally beaten and stabbed. The body was that of Dennis Henderson, a friend of Smith's, and during the police's investigation,
He killed his friend?
Dennis's brother, Barry, pointed them in one direction. But the police failed to follow through, and once again were unable to link Smith to the crime directly. Smith's streak of seemingly good fortune would soon run out.
Then authorities say they dumped his body near the Antelope Valley Poppy Fields in Lancaster.
Now, prosecutors have charged him for 3 other murders in Los Angeles County. And
damn, that shit is crazy. This nigga could not stay out of trouble, huh?
He is 48 years old, heard the ruling today for the 2001 murder of another man. Evidence showed that they were also tortured.
October 2008.
Mauricio Ponce.
I was 3 years old
kissed
then.
his wife and left his home for the final time. Mauricio's body would soon be found on the side of the road, bound and shot several times.
Damn.
The police were quickly able to obtain Mauricio's phone records and found that several calls had been made between Anthony and Mauricio that very night, and were able to track their movements, placing Anthony near the area of the crime. Detectives soon began to stake out Smith's home, and soon enough, they saw Mauricio's white Lincoln Navigator he had taken on the night of his death, parked in one of Anthony's parking spots with a switched out license plate. A search warrant was issued, and inside Smith's home they found an AR-15 with a flash suppressor and 9mm ammunition, but no coinciding weapon. Smith not only had Mauricio's car in his possession, but his missing phone as well.
Wow.
Smith was placed under arrest for the murder of Mauricio Ponce.
Right now, murder trial of a former Oakland Raiders player ends in a mistrial. 44-year-old Anthony Wayne Smith accused of killing a mechanic in LA County in 2008. A jury did not reach a verdict after 9 days of deliberating. Smith,
bro, after 9 days, y'all still, bro. Bro, get rid of all them jurors, bro. Jurors.
In the prosecution's
like, yo.
A retrial was soon scheduled to begin.
Ain't no fucking way it took y'all 9 days and y'all still couldn't figure out a verdict.
Mauricio Ponce murder, the double murder of the Nettles brothers, and the murder of Dennis Henderson.
That shit is crazy.
Dennis Henderson's brother, Barry, would be the key to Smith's downfall. As Barry explains, he and Anthony were going out for lunch, but Anthony made a stop at a storage locker. Inside the storage locker, Barry saw knives and bundles of zip ties, police jackets, machine guns, silencers, hand grenades, tons of ammunition, and a book.
This nigga think he playing GTA.
Anthony also bragged about killing 2 brothers that owned a car wash.
Nah, that's crazy, bro. Nah, bragging about that is insane work, man.
Raiders defensive end Anthony Wayne Smith is sentenced to life in prison without parole.
Look at this nigga face.
Anthony Wayne Smith is sentenced to life in prison without.
Why the fuck is he looking like that, bro?
Parole. Smith, who is 48 years old, heard the ruling today.
It's like, what do you mean you can't get me out of this situation? Ugly nigga.
Murder of another man. A jury convicted him last November for all 3 of the deaths.
On November 5th, 2015, Smith was convicted of the murders of Ricky and Kevin Nettles and Dennis Henderson.
Damn.
The jury had once again
RP to them, man.
Ponce's murder, 9-3. Smith was sentenced to 3 consecutive life sentences without the possibility.
Wait, you said 9-3?
The jury had once again deadlocked on Ponce's murder, 9-3. Smith
bro, who are the 3 people that thought that this nigga was innocent?
Without the possibility of parole. Many who knew Anthony before his tenure in the NFL stated he had changed his personality entirely. This wasn't the Anthony he'd grown up with. Not even the Anthony he had known through his years in the NFL. The dude is gone.
Yeah, damn, you truly don't know people, huh? No matter how close you are to them. Shit is crazy. Temple of Love.
This Liberty City building has been the home of the Yahwehs. Its leader, Yahweh ben Yahweh, the self-proclaimed Son of God, but Yahweh ben Yahweh, the former recluse, went public. He opened the doors to his temple, showed reporters his school. He became involved in various chambers of commerce, brought up numerous hotels, cleaned up dilapidated apartment buildings. He opened restaurants and stores, becoming a part of Miami's business community, even rubbing shoulders with elected officials at grand openings.
Osama bin Laden, bro.
That the Temple of Love housed one of the most notorious and deadliest cults in American history.
Thought we got rid of this nigga.
Front door of the Yahweh's fortress-like headquarters in Liberty City called the Temple of Love. And
damn, the fuck? What type of gun was that? Bro, what type of gun puts this big ass bullet hole in the window? Nah, bro shot a rocket launcher in that motherfucker. God damn.
Robert Rozier was sentenced to 22 years in prison after pleading guilty to the second-degree murders of 4 people.
Only 22 years is crazy though for killing 4 people, bro. Should have gave him more longer, like probably like 60 years, bro. 40 or 60 years. 22 seems like it's just way too short for that. They took 4 people's lives for no reason. Wait, 14 people?
The self-proclaimed Son of God was arrested on Wednesday, charged with racketeering and giving the orders to kill 14 people.
That is crazy. Bro thinks he's... I was about to say something crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you, gang.
Rozier roamed the city streets with fellow members Seth Israel and Ahir Israel. The bright lights of the American gridiron had now faded. The athlete who came out of high school as a proclaimed athletic wonderkind, going to Berkeley and eventually becoming a St. Louis Cardinal, now tried to find his way in a world where his skills of wreaking havoc.
These motherfuckers sitting crisscross applesauce on the field. Grown ass man.
The group entered an apartment complex and lured out 2 of their tenants, guns drawn, and killed one on the spot, as the other fled and Rozier pursued. Rozier caught up to the man, and as he pleaded, he was gunned down in cold blood.
Damn, bro. But these niggas are cold-hearted, bro.
The Miami streets. Detectives believed the killer to be a deranged Vietnam vet, but the reality would turn out to be
machine gun murder.
One of the community's most respected and revered leaders would be at the very center of these killings, and his #1 hitman would be former Cardinal Robert Rozier.
2 men were shot to death early this morning at the complex taken over by Yahweh's.
The Nation of Yahweh, a religious movement classified by many news outlets as a cult, had recruited Rozier after his retirement from the NFL. Rozier accepted the faith, gave up all his possessions, and changed his name. After joining the cult, Rozier wanted to join Yahweh's Brotherhood, also known as Death's Angels, which had the job of carrying out secret missions for the group. But the initiation incurred a heavy price. Rozier had to kill a white devil, as the leader called them, and bring back a body part for proof.
Oh, well, hell no, bro.
Miami.
Nah, this shit is crazy. Bro gonna bring back a dick. Okay, why was that the first thing that came to my mind, bro?
Travel through Liberty City or over town, you are urged not to.
In one such incident, Rozier and a fellow Death Angel roamed the Miami streets for 4 hours.
4 hours is crazy.
Found a man asleep in his
car. Bro, driving around for 4 hours to look for somebody to kill, bro, is absolutely insane.
The 2 men
niggas have no life.
To death and took a trophy with them. But
his
they lost
ear
on their way back and went back to take the other.
Bro,
but it was
what?
Rozier's 7th and final victim that would bring down Rozier and the Nation of Yahweh.
Halloween night. Oh, you know these niggas finna get spooky.
Had identified Rozier as the shooter of that final victim, and was quickly arrested and charged with murder. And while initially being uncooperative, he soon began to feel the pressure mounting, and would become the prosecution's star witness. Yahweh and his 15 disciples would be accused of 14 murders, extortion, and running a racketeering enterprise. Rozier himself would confess to 7 murders, and would be charged with 4 and would be handed a reduced sentence of 22 years for his cooperation. There was only one problem. The prosecution could not prove that Mitchell, the leader of the Nation of Yahweh, had directly ordered the murders. And in turn, 7 disciples were sentenced to 15 to 16 years each, and Mitchell himself for 18 years for being guilty of conspiracy. They had gotten away with cold-blooded murder.
That shit is crazy, bro.
In 1999, Robert Rozier, after serving 10 years of his 22-year sentence, was released under a new identity. But as fate would have it, he was once again arrested. This time not for murder, but for bouncing bad checks.
Huh?
Under California's three-strike law, prosecutors sought felony charges. He was sentenced to 25 years to life.
Nah, bro, that shit is crazy that he got sentenced 25 years to life for, I guess, what is it, bouncing checks, I think he said. But for cold blood murder, he gets 22 years. What sense does that make, my nigga?
Few have fallen as far or as hard as former NFL star Aaron Hernandez.
This new time we are following
this dirtbag, bro.
We continue to track the potential connections between a North Attleboro homicide investigation and New England Patriots tight end Aaron Hernandez.
We have new information on the homicide investigation in North Attleboro, which has thrown Patriots tight end Aaron Hernandez into the spotlight.
Eyewitness News has new video which shows Hernandez arriving at his attorney's office in Boston earlier today. The football star has not been charged with anything, but he's reportedly not being ruled out in the investigation.
CBS News is reporting that Odin Lloyd was dating the sister of Aaron Hernandez's fiance.
The hands that caught so many touchdown passes.
So why did he
today as he was led into court charged with the brutal murder
Look at this nigga, bro.
Odin Lloyd.
Hernandez had gotten into a fight with the bar manager over 2 drinks Hernandez maintained he hadn't ordered. Instead, according to authorities, Hernandez punched the manager so hard his eardrum burst.
On
damn
Patriots tight end Aaron Hernandez under investigation for yet another crime.
This as a brand new investigation has been launched into his possible involvement in 2 other murders last year.
CTE, bro, I'm telling you. That shit is no joke. This nigga look like he just doesn't even care.
What say you, Madam Foreman?
He probably didn't.
Is the defendant not guilty? Guilty of murder in the first degree?
Fat ass nose.
Guilty of murder in the second degree?
So that's the gun in his hand. Got the little baby. Don't touch that little baby, nigga. So that's the gas station. Okay, well, they're driving off. Where the hell are they going? Somebody finna get in the car? Was that a prostitute? Oh no, what the hell? Wow.
These teams have played, they just simply
February
have
5th,
no 2012
in the Super Bowl.
Now going to try and jam them off the line of scrimmage.
Didn't they lose this game too?
And a deuce, and over the middle, getting free. Touchdown, Hernandez. Yeah! Way to get us started. That's what I'm talking about. That's why we got you.
Catching a touchdown pass in the Super Bowl would mark the high point for Hernandez's career in the NFL. Coming out of college, Hernandez was touted as one of the best receiving tight ends of the 2010 draft. However, due to his off-the-field issues during his time with the Florida Gators, he fell to the 4th round and was drafted by the New England Patriots.
The youngest player in the National Football League.
2007 Gainesville incident.
At a bar,
he's in Georgia.
17-year-old Aaron Hernandez was eating with fellow teammates.
Wait, what?
At a bar, the 17-year-old Aaron Hernandez was
17-year-old.
eating with fellow teammate and quarterback Tim Tebow. At the
Damn, so bro was 17 in college too? You think you're Ryan Williams? Let me stop.
As Hernandez was being escorted out of the restaurant, he turned and punched the owner, rupturing his eardrum.
That shit is actually insane.
The police quickly responded and wanted to charge Hernandez with felony battery. However, the Florida Gators
is that Urban Meyer?
Was able to settle this incident out of court.
Gainesville shooting 2007.
Later that year, at a nightclub in Miami, 3 men left the club. They were stopped at a light a few blocks away when an unknown assailant approached the car and fired several rounds, wounding the driver and passenger.
The silencer on that bit.
Rear passenger unharmed. Corey Smith was in a coma for 2 days, while the passenger Justin Glass was shot in the arm. Randall Kaysen, the rear passenger, saw the perpetrator and claimed that there had been in fact 2 people. The triggerman, which he described as a Hawaiian or Hispanic male who had a large muscular build, stood about 6'3" or 6'4" and weighed about 230 or 240 pounds and had a lot of tattoos. And a black male,
so this nigga Aaron Hernandez didn't cover himself up at all, huh?
identified as Reggie Nelson, a teammate of Hernandez and future Jacksonville Jaguar and Cincinnati Bengal. Both Hernandez and Nelson had in fact been at the nightclub that same night. Kaysen also told investigators that his older brother, who was shot in the driver's seat, had gotten into an intense altercation with the Florida Gators team earlier that week. Reggie Nelson disclosed to investigators that earlier that night, Hernandez had told Nelson that Kaysen had snatched one of the Pouncey twins, Mike and Marquise, gold chain. All the Florida players
snatching
called
chains is crazy.
readily talked with the detectives, except Hernandez. Hernandez declined to speak to the police and invoked his right to counsel. Police later stated that neither Nelson nor Hernandez were suspects, and the incident was soon forgotten.
Wow. That shit is insane.
The Patriots had a reputation for acquiring players with off-field issues and indoctrinating them into the Patriot way.
LeGarrette Blount.
Hernandez's rookie contract was structured in a way that would incentivize discipline and walking on the straight and narrow. Hernandez was in the perfect situation to succeed. Soon Hernandez would become one of the most lethal receiving threats in the NFL.
Look at Brady with the long hair.
The Patriots, however, had drafted a tight end earlier that same draft.
Rob Gronkowski. Damn.
Rob Gronkowski,
I think I remember that play.
would form to be the greatest tight end tandem in recent history.
Okay. Gotta be careful, nigga. ...2012 Boston double homicide.
On July 16th, 2012, 2 men were ambushed and executed in cold blood. And at the center of this tragic shooting would be none other than Aaron Hernandez.
Alright, they gotta start...
According to
they gotta start saying that it is a common denominator with anything that goes bad. This nigga Aaron Hernandez is there, bro. Like, bro, they gotta start thinking at this point.
Alexander Bradley.
It's nothing but trouble when this nigga's around.
About 12:30 a.m. on July 16, 2012, shortly after the shooting victims went into the club. Hernandez quickly downed 2 drinks, and he and Bradley left after about 10 minutes. Surveillance video then showed Hernandez driving a Toyota 4Runner with Bradley as a passenger. The footage then shows the victims leaving the club at about 2:10 a.m. and Hernandez SUV passing by them twice as they walk to a parking garage to get their car. The victims then drive off, and the SUV soon follows suit. The men, now stopped at a light, look over to see an SUV pull up next to them. A man in the back of the SUV began to yell racial slurs at the victims, who were of Hispanic origin.
That's crazy.
And fired several shots at the vehicle, killing 2 and driving off.
Yo.
At a club in Florida, Hernandez was with a couple of friends, celebrating when they noticed 2 suspicious individuals across the club. Hernandez's paranoia had gotten worse throughout his tenure in the NFL, and he believed that the 2 men were undercover cops. A friend of Hernandez, Alexander Bradley, was there with him that night, and after informing Bradley about the 2 men, Bradley responded by saying that they may be tracking us for the double murder that happened outside of the club in 2012. On their way home from the club, Bradley would doze off and awake with Hernandez pointing a gun straight at him.
Yo!
Early the following day, the manager of a John Deere store found him outside, bleeding from his head and hand. Miraculously, Bradley had survived.
That's crazy.
When medics and police arrived, Bradley
God was definitely on his side, bro. Surviving a gunshot to the head at point blank range, bro. That's nothing but God's work right there. Holy.
And Bradley wanted revenge.
Yeah, for I would have got my get back too, nigga. I ain't even gonna hold you.
Hundreds of texts would be exchanged between Hernandez.
You gotta be smart about it though, cause this nigga crazy as hell.
Extortion. At one point, Hernandez offered up to $1.5 million for Bradley to keep quiet.
Oh hell no, nigga. Fuck that. Yeah, how about you give me my money and then I'll kill you? How about that, nigga? Let's work out that. You feel me? It's a win-win for me either way. Give me $1 million, I get my get back.
As the former pro football player faced a judge just hours after the New England Patriots released him from the team. Hernandez is now accused of killing Lloyd just a few days after they got into an argument at a nightclub.
That's crazy. The murder of Odin Lloyd.
A Massachusetts State Police helicopter circling in the air over Aaron Hernandez's home in North Attleboro. State police troopers gearing up along the side of a road nearby.
Florida Gator football star Aaron Hernandez in jail tonight, charged with first-degree murder in the death of a semi-pro football player. 27-year-old Odin Lloyd was found
semi-pro football player is crazy. Already go. Semi-pro.
On June 16th of 2013, at just after 9 p.m., the defendant was leaving his home in North Attleboro with his fiancée, Cheyenne James. He texted Odin Lloyd. He told Odin Lloyd that he, the defendant, Aaron Hernandez, was going to come up to his house that night.
The trial had now started for the murder of Odin Lloyd. Hernandez was charged with first-degree murder and 5 gun-related charges.
Damn.
After Hernandez was arrested, he would be released by the Patriots approximately 90 minutes later.
Wow.
Almost the entire event of Odin Lloyd's murder would be mapped out with CCTV footage, much of which was Hernandez's own home camera, which he had installed as his paranoia continued to heighten. Hernandez texts Lloyd saying he wants to meet up. Immediately after sending those texts, he texts 2 of his other friends to come to his house ASAP. Hernandez is then seen on home surveillance holding a gun in his hand and kisses his young daughter before leaving in the Nissan Altima with the 2 friends.
Oh, so that was his daughter.
At 2:10 a.m., Hernandez is seen on surveillance at a gas station where he is seen dancing in the street.
Look at this crazy ass nigga.
Hernandez and his friends arrive at Lloyd's home, and Lloyd's sister sees him get into the Nissan Altima. At 3:07 a.m., Lloyd sends a text to her sister stating, "Did you see who I am with?" And he responds, "NFL." At 3:23 a.m., Hernandez's car is seen driving to a secluded area in an industrial park. Hernandez returns home, this time without Lloyd. And we see Hernandez walking through his home carrying what looks to be a firearm. And the home surveillance footage is then shut off.
Wow.
Odin Lloyd's body would be found shot in the industrial park. And on June 26, 2013, Hernandez would be arrested outside of his home and would be charged with first-degree murder. Throughout the course of the trial, various other incidents in Hernandez's past came to light, including the 2013 Miami shooting of Alexander Bradley, the 2012 Boston double homicide, and other altercations throughout the course of his football career. In the 2012 double homicide, Hernandez was acquitted of the murders after a 6-day deliberation by the jury. However, according to the Boston Globe, there was powerful evidence that
now this nigga wanna cry.
And played a role.
This bitch ass nigga, bro.
And on April 15, 2015, a verdict was reached in the murder of Odin Lloyd.
What say you, Madam Foreperson? Is the defendant not guilty, guilty of murder in the first degree, or guilty of murder in the second degree?
Guilty of murder in the first degree.
Madam Foreperson, by which theory or theories? Deliberate premeditation and or extreme atrocity or cruelty?
Extreme atrocity or cruelty.
I'm guessing that was like his mom or something that was crying in the back.
Would take his own life. Hernandez's brain would be researched by Boston University, and they would find that Hernandez had stage 3 CTE.
Stage 3 is crazy.
Hernandez as having the most severe case they had ever seen in someone of Aaron's age.
Of course, because he got hit by Ray Lewis.
His actions may have been directly caused by a severe form of CTE.
But this nigga been crazy since he was 17, bro.
Long ago, football was a game for heroes. That hero came forth. His mother named him Orenthal. The press called him O.J.
Simpson.
And later, millions hailed him simply as the Juice.
In a case that seemed to have exhausted all of its shock value, O.J. Simpson, now formally charged with a pair of gruesome murders, is a fugitive tonight.
Mr. Simpson is a fugitive of justice right now.
The murder charges allege that Simpson stabbed Nicole Simpson and Ronald Goldman with a knife on Sunday night outside Mrs. Simpson's house.
I think he still did it, bro.
Is he on the
I don't care what anybody says. Anybody says.
Come to know Simpson as an American
I think he did it.
He calls Simpson, quote, a statue in the park kind of hero.
We saw perhaps the falling of an American hero.
There's a manhunt underway in Southern California, and O.J. Simpson, the 46-year-old former football star, one of America's best-known personalities, faces the possibility of the death penalty.
Tell you, karma's a bitch, bro. I'm telling you, he got his karma though. He got his karma.
Absolutely. Again, Pat, at this point, it is a pursuit.
Because just because you got away with murder, you know what I'm saying? Doesn't mean that everything is gonna go right for you, because God sees everything, and He knows if He did or if He didn't do it.
Obviously, the Jets did not want to be the team that let O.J. get the record, but there's just no stopping O.J. Later in the game, in the fourth period, he got a chance to go for 2,000, and he had a chance to get to the showers a little early this afternoon as Buffalo went on to a 34-14 victory.
One of the greatest to ever play the game. He wore his favorite number, 32. Tonight, O.J. Simpson wears a different number. The number assigned to him at L.A. County Jail.
Damn. June 12, 1994.
June 12, 1994. Nicole Brown and Ron Goldman would be found brutally slain at the doorsteps of her own home. As police and detectives arrived on the scene, they discovered alongside the bodies of Brown and Goldman a blue knit cap, a left-hand extra-large leather glove, and a bloody set of footprints through the back gate, and some drops of the assailant's blood. Upon realizing that one of the victims was Nicole Brown Simpson, O.J. Simpson's ex-wife, detectives were sent to notify O.J. of her murder and for him to pick up their children. They waited outside Simpson's residence for nearly 30 minutes, but there was no response. Detectives noticed his car was parked in an awkward manner, and there was blood on the car door's handle, which caused the detectives to believe
if there was blood on the car, if there were blood on the car door handle, and his ex-wife just got brutally murdered, put two and two together, bro. Come on, I know, bro. These police officers cannot be this stupid.
In immediate danger, and entered Simpson's property and discovered the right-handed glove matching the left-handed glove found at the crime scene.
If it was matching, why did he get away with the murder? Oh my gosh, bro! Like, he had to pay the fucking judge off or something.
A DNA sample to compare with what the investigators found at the crime scene. Simpson readily agreed and gave some blood for it to be tested. The DNA results had come back, and Simpson was charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder. The LAPD
so the blood matched too? So why the fuck did he get away with the murder then?
That day. But when the time came, Simpson was nowhere to be found. He had fled.
And like, bro, and like, if he didn't do it, why the fuck would he go on the run then? You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit just don't make sense to me.
3 second violation called out of line.
This is a Channel 5 News special report.
There is a rather amazing story developing in Los Angeles this hour where California Highway Patrol is in pursuit of a white Ford Bronco, a car that was reported to be one that might contain O.J. Simpson and a friend earlier today.
And he was with those people this morning when he was supposed to turn himself in, when he was supposed to go with the policeman down to Parker Center.
The white Ford Bronco cruised at a measly 35 miles per hour. Simpson was armed and in a mentally fragile state, and police were careful not to escalate the situation.
They should have ran his ass off the road for real, for real. I ain't gonna hold you.
Brentwood estate, where he finally surrendered and was taken into custody.
Flip that damn car over, nigga.
What would follow would be one of the most notorious and controversial criminal trials in American history.
How do you plead to count 1 and 2?
Absolutely 100% not guilty.
And do you?
There he was, once one of America's greatest heroes, standing before a judge, charged with the most brutal of crimes, double murder. It was the first of many days in court, which are sure to come.
The filthiest, dirtiest, nastiest word in the English language. It will upset the black jurors. It'll issue a test, it'll give them a test, and the test will be, whose side are you on? The side of the white prosecutors and the white policemen? Or you're on the side of the black defendant and his very...
Well, why everything gotta be about race, bro? Just shut your ass up, nigga.
American feels that way. It's demeaning to our jurors to say that African Americans cannot hear these offensive words.
It's not like you're really listening to their words, because you key on what's the truth and what isn't.
Detective Furman, was the testimony that you gave in this case completely truthful?
I wish to assert my Fifth Amendment privilege.
Detective Furman,
so, is that a no, nigga?
Or manufacture any evidence in this
I ain't glad that white girl kinda bad. I ain't gonna hold you. Off topic, though.
I assert my Fifth Amendment privilege.
At this time, the people would ask that Mr. Simpson step forward.
But like, bro, I know they said if the glove don't fit, you must acquit. But whole time, bro, what if this nigga was outsmarted y'all and got a glove that didn't fit on purpose? So, you know what I'm saying? So when he put the glove on, it didn't fit. Did anybody think about that? And like the blood and shit matched. And he had the right-handed glove to match the left-handed glove. It's like, bro, these niggas, like, this whole case is just something is off with it. The whole case was off. Like, bro, he had that glove fits whole time, bro, for him to be able to stab somebody.
If I put this knit cap on, who am I? I'm still Johnny Cochran with a knit cap. And if you look at O.J. Simpson over there, O.J. Simpson in a knit cap from 2 blocks away is still O.J. Simpson. It's no disguise.
Nah, he's a killer.
It's no disguise. It makes no sense. It doesn't fit. If it doesn't fit, you must acquit.
Los Angeles. In the matter
that's what he wants y'all to say, bro.
Versus Orenthal James Simpson.
Maybe he knew that whole time.
097-211. We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant Orenthal James Simpson not guilty of the crime of murder in violation of Penal Code Section 187A, a felony upon Nicole Brown Simpson, a human being, as charged in count 1 of the information.
O.J. Simpson was found not guilty in the murder of Nicole Brown
Bullshit.
and Ron Goldman.
Bullshit.
The trial had quickly become an issue of race rather than the evidence that linked Simpson to the crime.
Facts, bro. Like, why did... Like, bro, they had the evidence that proved that this nigga was guilty. But the whole time, this shit turned into something about race, bro? Nah, come on, bro.
The majority of African Americans today, 57%, and 83% of white Americans believe that Simpson did commit the crimes.
I think he did too, bro.
In 1996, the parents of Ron Goldman and Nicole Brown's father filed a civil lawsuit against Simpson for wrongful death. In 1997, Simpson was found responsible for both deaths on February 4th, 1997 for $33.5 million. In 2007, Simpson was arrested for armed robbery and was sentenced to 33 years in prison. Simpson was released in 2017 and is now a free man.
Nah, he did it, bro. He definitely did. That's gonna be in the title, bro. OJ did it. He killed, and then 5 weeks later he killed again. Then it was 3 weeks, then 2 weeks. I believe that it would have soon been every few days. He was like the boogeyman. Oh, boogeyman's crazy. So who is this? Who's the next one? Randall Woodfield. Okay, I think this is the last one.
Stretching across 3 states, home to beautiful landscapes.
We got I think about 8 minutes left in this vid. Knock this shit out. Nah, that scream was unnecessary.
Murders to the so-called I-5 killer. Investigators say DNA technology, quote, definitely proves, end quote, that Randall Woodfield killed a total of 7 people during a 1980s crime spree in Oregon and California.
December 9th, 1980. A string of violent armed robberies would occur up and down the Interstate 5 corridor, and all the robberies would follow the same MO. A man wearing a fake beard and a hoodie would enter an establishment, gun drawn, demanding all the cash they had, frequently assaulting employees, even shooting the cashier during a robbery. A particularly strange feature would be noted in witness statements. The bandit wore a football-like nose strip on the bridge of his nose.
Well, that's stupid, bro. Like, you're basically just giving it away, bro. You feel me?
Assailant would soon be
all they gotta do is just watch, you know what I'm saying, football players, and whoever has the nose strap, you know what I'm saying, they'll take them into custody. Like, yo, dumbass nigga.
.7 and 40. Cuts on a dime.
Damn, slow ass nigga. Nigga ran a 4.7.
Fluid and smooth. Catches well in crowd. Good jumper. Randall Woodfield had shown promise during his college days at Portland State University and was drafted to the Green Bay Packers in 1974.
Okay.
Woodfield was a bit of a loner, but was considered nice and a ladies' man amongst most of his
Of
teammates.
course he was a ladies' man, bro.
But others saw something about
What the hell? Look at that mask.
He was a little strange. Maybe stranger than we thought.
Oh.
You just had a bad feeling about the guy. Like there was something underneath his mask. Woodfield was offered a 1-year contract by the Packers and showed promise during training camp. However, on August 19, 1974, before the start of the season, Woodfield was released. The Packers had discovered a dark string of incidents in Woodfield's past.
Aw, shit.
And it would mark the end of his career in the NFL.
Damn.
And would mark the beginning of a much more sinister one.
Look at this goofball ass nigga. But look at this nigga face, bro. He the type of nigga be like, where my hug at? Looking ass nigga. Like, bro.
On October 9th, 1980, Sherry Lynn Ayers was found murdered in her apartment.
Damn.
Among the first
R.I.P.,
suspects
man.
police questioned was Randall Woodfield. Woodfield had just been released from prison for second-degree robbery and had shared correspondence with Sherry Lynn Ayers during his imprisonment. However, after DNA results came back, Woodfield's did not match and he was released. On November 27th, a man and woman were found bound and murdered in their own homes. Woodfield was once again questioned.
Bro, is this nigga naked?
Due to a lack
The
of
fuck?
evidence tying him to the murders. These 3 murders would be committed by Woodfield prior to his string of armed robberies that would earn him the nickname the I-5 Bandit.
Damn.
However, soon the I-5 Bandit would earn a different name.
What?
The I-5 Killer.
Wow. I-5 killer is crazy.
On January 18th, 1981,
Liquor.
2 women were assaulted and shot, one of which survived. On February 3rd, 1981, a mother and daughter would be found shot to death in their home.
Wow.
And on February 14th, a woman would be found murdered in her home after having coffee with her attacker.
God damn.
The police had Woodfield labeled as a prime suspect for months, ever since the first murders took place, but were unable to find a piece of evidence that could bring him down. But detectives were readily closing in. By tracking phone calls placed by Woodfield, which placed them near murder sites at around the same time the crimes had been committed.
A lot of fives in that number.
Detectives
Shit.
once again brought in Woodfield for questioning. Placed in a lineup, Woodfield was identified as the killer by witnesses, and his house was searched, where they found a .32 caliber shell in his house, which matched the ammunition used at the crime scene.
Ah, shit, he's caught.
Woodfield would be charged with murder,
Got his ass.
robbery, and a
Whoa, R-word?
and would successfully be convicted on the murder of Sherry Hull.
Wait, did he R-word before or after he killed them?
In the following years and decades, with the advancement in DNA testing, Woodfield's body count would climb, linking him up to 44 deaths and hundreds of other crimes.
Wait, how many deaths?
Linking him up to 44 deaths.
44?
And hundreds of other crimes.
Damn,
Woodfield
Ted
is currently
Bundy?
serving life in prison, and to this day has not confessed to any of the murders.
That is nasty work. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. Okay, we got
It is
3
a film
minutes
that
left.
speaks an international language, the beauty and violence of professional football.
Yep. That's one reason why I stopped playing for real, for real.
Hernandez's brain, doctors say they've never seen anything like it. Dr. Anne McKee has confirmed the former NFL star had the worst case of chronic traumatic encephalopathy ever seen in someone.
I played football for like 2 years.
About O.J. Simpson from the groundbreaking doctor featured in the movie Concussion. He is convinced the fallen star's years on the football field may have given him a brain disease.
Move on to the other news this evening and to the autopsy tonight on former NFL player Philip Adams. That autopsy now revealing he was suffering from an unusually severe form of brain disease, CTE, when police say he killed a prominent doctor, his wife, and 4 others.
Dr. Bennett Amalu saying he thinks Simpson has the brain disease CTE from thousands of hits on the football field and should serve as a cautionary tale.
O.J. Simpson is more likely than not suffering from CTE. He was exposed to thousands of blows to his head.
It has long been suggested that some of these men's actions may have been directly caused by their careers of playing football and developing the disease known as CTE, or chronic traumatic encephalopathy. Symptoms which include explosive, impulsive behavior, impaired judgment, criminality, and mood disorders. 2 of the men who have passed were diagnosed with
Now 3. Was Simpson
and as for
discovered to have CTE?
We can only speculate, as it's a disease that can only be diagnosed after death. But it has been heavily reinforced by Dr. Bennett Amalu that O.J. Simpson has a very high likelihood of having CTE, stating, O.J. Simpson is more likely than not to suffer from CTE. I would bet my medical license on it. CTE is not the only factor, but it certainly contributed to the men's rash actions.
Damn, bro. So he was cremated. So they did not even examine this nigga for CTE. Nah, bro. That some little fishy about that. I ain't gonna hold you. But hey, bro. I want to know what you guys think down in the comments below. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what other NFL videos y'all want me to react to. Without further ado, I'm out. Gang.